Hi, I'm Gibaud, and today, thanks to Photoswap.com, I'm going to present you the lens by Fujifilm, the Fujinon XF 35mm F2.0R. Names are quite complicated, so I have to read it like this, okay? So let's start. So, well, it's a bit hard sometimes to judge a lens, but I'm going to show you some pictures I've made. I didn't make any video because my camera is really limited video-wise, but I'm going to speak about photography, so you can have an idea of what I got, okay? So, when you get a prime lens, just one in your bag, not if you have several, but just one, there's a big dilemma. Would you get the equivalent of 50mm full frame or the equivalent of 35mm full frame? There are these two philosophies, so really it's only you can decide, okay? So this one is a 35mm, which is equivalent of 50mm on full frame. Well, actually it's 52.5mm equivalent, okay? So I'm going to give you some technical details, but more than that, I'm going to give you my impression, show you some pictures, and tell you what I feel, how I feel about this lens, okay? So this is a 50mm equivalent, 35mm. It goes from f2 up to f16, plus the A here, with automatic aperture, okay? And you have clicks, and the build is metal. It's really nice, really good. This is the silver one. There is also a black version, okay? Actually, Photoswap gave me this camera like a couple of weeks ago. They gave it, and they said, I'm going to lend you this lens so you can test it. I'll give you silver, it will match better with your camera, okay? But the lens I have to give it back, okay? So, but well, it exists in both colors, okay? So it goes from f2 to f16, and the build quality is really good. But let's have a laugh just a bit. Mr. Fujifilm, what is that? What is that? A sunshade? This is a toy from Mr. Gadget. Come on, be serious. I mean, this one you screw on the filter thread, okay? That's okay because you could stack several filters and still screw it on it. That's fine. I prefer bayonet, but I understand this is fine. But this is really too small. This is useless, okay? I think putting a larger sunshade would not create vignetting, so I don't know why you didn't put something a bit larger. This is included, so thank you very much. This is full plastic. This is horrible. This is really ugly, so please. I know you took off your you took the chargers out of many of your cameras, so please at least put a proper sunshade with your lenses, okay? Please, okay? So this is the only thing. Oh, there's another thing I don't like is the focusing ring here, okay? This is continuous. You don't have where you start and when you stop at infinity, and this is a matter of taste. I don't like it. Every Fujifilm lens is like this, I think, but honestly I would prefer to stop at the start and at the end, okay? But that's it. This is personal taste, but you have the information. This is continuous. This lens has a big brother, 1.4, okay, but this one is weather resistant and the 1.4 is not, so this is a big plus to have weather and dust resistant. So if your camera is weather resistant too, it's good to have a lens that is also weather resistant, otherwise you don't have the combo in a weather resistant situation, okay? This is important when choosing a lens. If you need weather resistant, this one is, okay? The size and weight is really okay, really nice, okay? In hand, it's really nice. The size is perfect for me. When I hold like this, it's really steady. I like it. So let's speak about image quality, because at the end of the day, when you pick a lens, this is the most important thing: image quality. Do I get a good image quality with this? Well, let's speak about what many want to know is, can I get a nice bokeh? Okay, I remind that bokeh and depth of field, short depth of field, is not the same thing. But let's speak about bokeh. So to get it as much as you can, yes, you need a short depth of field. So what is the minimum focusing distance? It is 35 centimeters. I think it's a bit long. You could do some proxy with a bit larger object, but if you wanted to do like almost macro, it's not possible. I'm a bit spoiled by my Olympus that's do from 20 centimeters. This one is 35 centimeters. So you do get close, but I would prefer to have like 20 or 25 centimeters, okay? But when you analyze the bokeh, if you are worried about if it's creamy or a bit harsh, it is creamy. Transition are really soft, really nice. I think what you get is really nice. If you want to work out of focus parts, to have a nice one, you get it. Let's speak about sharpness. Sharpness at f2, it's acceptable in the center, and well, it's good in the center, acceptable in the border corners, okay? But at 2.8, you're already there. It's nice. I mean, okay, at f4, you can get the champagne out because it's brilliant. It's really nice. I think sharpness is okay. Maybe I'm not as some people are really sharpness mad, but I think what I got here was really fine, okay? Let's speak about vignetting. At f2, you get a slight bit of vignetting, but nothing dramatic. Actually, when you open it in your raw development software, you can actually put automatic correction, already get it out. So yeah, there is a slight bit of vignetting, but nothing dramatic, really okay. Distortion, not much. To be honest, I think it's really okay. It's nice, no problem with distortion. Flare, a bit of flare, but I think if the sunshade was a bit better, would be less flare, but not much flare. It's nice. What I saw was really acceptable. A really slight bit of purple fringing in some situation, but really hard to recreate. But it was there, but honestly, I don't think it will be a problem for you. It was not for me anyway. Let's speak about autofocus. The autofocus was really fine, but my camera is contrast detect only. It's not phase detection. So honestly, I think if you get a later model with a phase, contrast and phase detection, the autofocus will be even better. And this one was really acceptable. I didn't have any problem focusing. So yeah, that's fine. It works perfect. By the way, the filter size is 43mm diameter. Okay, in case you wanted to use some filters. Okay. So honestly, I think I look at this lens and the results are there. The quality is good, really acceptable. I think the price is Fujifilm price, but it's acceptable. It's not as expensive as the 1.4, and this one is weather resistant. So I think the price is really okay. Obviously, there are some alternatives like some Viltrox I tested, things like this, but I think this is really okay. So price is fine for what it offers. Okay. So what's wrong with this lens? Well, honestly, nothing. What may be wrong is with you or with me. The problem is if you're going to get only one lens, one prime lens, should you buy this one or should you buy a 23mm or something else, okay? Well, if you do street photography, mainly street photography, probably this one is too narrow and you would prefer the equivalent of 35mm, the 23, okay? And if you do some landscape also, probably you would prefer maybe even larger, but if you look at between the 23 or the 35mm, you will probably prefer the 23. But if in your photography philosophy you include portrait, then I think it's a lot better to have this one, because if you want to do some kind of close-up, it will deform less. I remind that the lens doesn't deform anything. It's actually, if you want to make a close-up, you get closer to close the portrait and then it will change. If I'm here like this, you see my nose is really big. If I'm here, it's the same lens, it doesn't look as big, okay? So when you actually use your lens, if you have a 23mm, equivalent 35, you have to get really close to make a close-up, and that will affect the shape, the form of the person. So in that case, I would recommend this lens as a on everyday lens or on everything lens. So you could do some portrait and also street and things like this. So it really depends on you than more than on anything else. But if we look at the quality of the lens, this is brilliant. Anyone who wants to have just one lens and knows that 35mm on this Fujifilm is the right focal length, that's fine. If you have the doubt which focal length to pick as a prime lens, and you have a kit lens like a 1650 or 1655mm, you don't know what to choose, get a piece of sellotape, stick on 23mm, spend a day with it, see if it's fine, and then lock it on 35mm, and spend another day with your camera and compare how you felt better, if it was the right focal length for you. This is an easy tip to pick the right focal length for you, okay? So honestly, I can only recommend this lens. I think anyone who will get it will be really happy, and the results are there for the price and the quality. It's there, okay? So thank you very much Photosolar for lending me the lens. Thank you to you for watching the video. If you feel it may interest other people, please share it on social networks. If you have not done it yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, the small button down here and also a small bell. If you click on the bell, get notified when I upload a new video. My website ericgibaud.com. If you have any question, can leave a comment below. I'll also leave you links of my gear on Amazon, links to the K&F Concept product I've reviewed, links to other parts of my YouTube channel, and a link to my PayPal account in case you wanted to make a donation. Thank you very much. Please take care of yourself and see you soon. Bye.